My name is Christy, and I just wanted to share a few thoughts that I had rolling around in my mind. I don't know if you women can relate to this, but I live at such a frantic pace all the time, right? I homeschool kids. I run restaurants with my husband. I am the office manager for a music school based in California. I have a home I'm taking care of. I'm trying to exercise and take care of my body, especially as I'm getting older. And I'm trying to cook meals for my family. And I'm trying to teach for the well. And I'm trying to spend time with Jesus. And the list just goes on, right? Especially in the United States, I feel like women in particular just have so many plates that we're always juggling. And I read a book a few years ago that introduced me to the spiritual discipline of silence. And it's been so impactful in my life that I just thought I would take a few minutes and share it with you in case this could be an encouragement and a new practice for one of you that you should start implementing in your life. So the idea is really learning how to abide, meaning as a branch connected to the vine, we're really not contributing very much, right? Like the vine is the life of that plant, and the branch is just holding onto the vine for dear life and producing fruit through the power of the vine, right? And so I love that idea of abiding being a restful, quiet state. And that's this idea of silence, that if we could take some time to incorporate the spiritual discipline of silence, we could tap into that vine, which is Jesus, with a little more ease, not through adding another devotional book or journaling more or attending another Bible study, but simply practicing the discipline of coming before Jesus in silence and just listening, right? We're all familiar with the verses that are all throughout the Bible that talk about silence. Psalm 46, be still and know that I am God, right? But I feel like it's such a challenge to actually be still. How do I be still when she needs to get picked up from school and he's got the doctor's appointment and, hurry. That's the mentality. At least for me, it is. I feel like I'm always in a hurry to get on to the next thing. So when I read this book, which the one I'm referencing is Praying Like Monks, Living Like Fools, he talks about the discipline of silence that actually has been a Christian practice for thousands of years and still is a common practice in a lot of places, just not in the United States. We don't hear about this very much because we put such a high value on production. So what he teaches you to do in the book is he says ideally first thing in the morning, which for me is the only time it really works. So first thing in the morning before the house is up and moving, I go get my coffee because that's a critical part of my quiet time. I get my Bible and my journal and whatnot. I get comfortable in a chair. And oftentimes I will actually set a timer on my phone. I'll set an alarm because it's so easy to, get distracted by other things. So I might set an alarm for 3 minutes. And I simply get comfortable in my chair, maybe take a couple deep breaths, focus my mind and my heart on Jesus. Often I will just open up my hands in a posture of surrender, and I will simply shut my eyes and listen for 2 or 3 minutes, whatever I set on my alarm. I will often picture myself looking at the throne. Sometimes I will create a word picture for myself of curling up in my Abba's lap. I pretend the chair that I'm in is God's lap, and I'll rest my head and I'll curl up in his lap, whatever I need to do to calm and quiet my heart. And for 2 or 3 minutes, I'm not praying, I'm not singing, I'm not going through a list of things I need to do. I'm simply trying to quiet my mind and give God those first few minutes of my day. So really it's an act of surrender, right? Like I am surrendering to you this day. I'm choosing to abide and simply be, to consciously plug into that vine and just rest and abide with no agenda and quiet my mind and listen. Because I feel like so many times We buzz through our Bible reading, whatever chapters we've got going that day. We scroll through our prayer journal and we're on to the next thing. And we don't really allocate time to listen, right? What if the Holy Spirit has something he wants to whisper to my heart? And I'll be honest with you, not very often do I really feel like God spoke something to me. And that's why it's a discipline. It's a practice. It's not this, put in the quarter, get the candy. Doesn't usually work like that for me, but it's this practice of simply being silent, not looking at my phone, not making my to-do list, not even reading my devotional or my chapter in the Bible, just being quiet. And it has brought about such fruit in my life that I just want to encourage women to implement this. 2 minutes is not a lot of time. Kind of feels like a long time the first few times you do it. 2 minutes out of your quiet time with Jesus to simply be in his presence and listen. So something that was taught to me by a Weller friend who was also practicing this is she would start out her time by saying, I am yours, you are mine. I'm the branch, you're the vine. And then just being quiet. So that's usually how I start. I am yours, you are mine. I'm the branch, you're the vine. And it's really helpful just to remind ourselves of our position. He is God, I am not. I'm presenting myself before you in silence with no agenda. And if you have something you want to speak to me, I am listening. I'm tuned into you. I'm focusing my mind on the throne. I'm focusing on curling up in Papa's lap. And I'm just listening and I'm just being connected. And you will find, as I have, that sometimes I just feel the love of God in such a clear, powerful way. I'm just connected to his love for me and that he meets me there in that quiet few minutes. So I hope this is an encouragement to you. Trust me, like I told you earlier, I live a crazy life. Having any time of quiet without movement is hard for me and feels like, I'm just wasting time when I could be praying or whatever. No. This is a valuable discipline to calm our mind, to calm our spirit, and just listen and see if God might have something he wants to say to you. So I hope that's a good encouragement for you and a challenge. And I would love to hear if you implement this and it does something positive for you, because I can pretty much guarantee you that it will.